If you have spent time in a relationship wondering whether you could trust your own memory, whether the conversation you clearly remember happened the way you remember it, you're exactly in the right place. What you experienced has a name, and having that name is going to change something for you today. Hello and welcome to the Language of Healing, understanding what happened to you, one question at a time. This is episode 1. What is gaslighting? Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling like something was wrong, but somehow by the end of it, the problem had become you? You're not imagining it, and what you have been experiencing has a name. My name is Susan, and I'm a certified somatic trauma-informed coach, and the rest of my credentials are in the show notes below. I came to this work through my own healing journey, one that included nearly 4 decades in a relationship that asked more of me than it gave back, and a diagnosis at the age of 27 of rheumatoid arthritis, and that made me stop and listen. One of the most profound turning points for me was language, finally having words for what I had been living, and understanding what I was going through felt like someone handing me a torch in a room I had been feeling around in the dark for decades. It was as if someone pressed play on a movie about my own life that I had been living, but could not quite see or understand until I had the language, until I could finally name that web that I felt caught in, and begin to understand why leaving it felt so impossible for so long. And that is exactly what this series is for. So what is gaslighting? Well, gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which someone causes another person to question their own perceptions, their memories, and sense of reality. The term comes from a 1944 film in which a husband deliberately dims the gas lights in the house and then denies that the lights have changed, leaving his wife questioning her own sanity. In real relationships, it is rarely that dramatic. It's usually a lot quieter, and it is being told that the conversation you clearly remember did not happen the way you remembered it, that you are too sensitive, and that you are imagining things, and that your emotional response to something real is the problem rather than the thing that caused it. And over time, these small redirections accumulate into a profound disconnection from your own perception. You stop trusting what you see. You stop trusting what you hear and what you feel. You defer to their version of reality because yours has been so consistently corrected. This is not a communication problem. It is not a misunderstanding. It is a pattern, and it has a specific cumulative effect on the nervous system and the sense of self. Imagine setting out on a hike with a compass that someone had quietly magnetized to point in the wrong direction. Not wildly wrong, but like just a few degrees off, and just enough that every path you take leads somewhere unexpected. You start to blame your sense of direction. You become increasingly dependent on the person who gave you the compass to tell you which way is north, because yours clearly cannot be trusted. And that is gaslighting. The compass was never broken. It was tampered with. And the healing is the moment you discover that and begin to trust your own navigation again. You might recognize gaslighting in your experience if you find yourself frequently apologizing without being sure what you did wrong, or if you second-guess your own memory of events, or if you feel confused after conversations that started clearly. If you have been told you're too sensitive so often that you have started to believe it. If you feel more at peace when the other person is not around, because when they are, you cannot quite trust your own experience of what's happening. Now, in internal family systems, there is a part of you that kept the truth safe, even when everything around you was telling you not to trust it. That part held on to the knowing even when the knowing was being systematically taken from you. So say to that part, I know you have been working so hard to hold on to what is real. And I hear you. And I'm going to start listening to you more than I listened to the voice that told me not to. And here's a little somatic practice. Place one hand on your chest and take 3 slow, deep breaths in through your nose and a longer, slower exhale through your mouth. And on each inhale, say silently, I trust what I feel. On every exhale, say in your mind, I trust what I know. This is not a small thing. It is the beginning of returning to yourself. Now, if today names something you've been living without language for, the Language of Healing series continues, with video 2 will be about Why Can't I Leave? And I also offer other series like The Soul Whispers and The Body Speaks. And you can find that information in the show notes below. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share with others, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, love and hugs.